So here's the deal. We did a thing. As you guys know, I came off testosterone for 8 months so that my little body, my little guys downstairs would start producing testosterone.
And we handcrafted a batch, a small batch of embryos.
We did, by hand, handcrafted by hand by a Marine and a lady.
Batch, small batch, roasted.
Because I had a vasectomy and I was on HRT, I came off that for, it was supposed to be 4 months, but it turned into 8 months because of surgery dates. But it was successful. They got 1.5 million. And then the next step was basically in her book.
We had to do the IVF, the old IVF, because when you have the TESE sperm, it's immature sperm. So technically it is lazy. It doesn't move. It doesn't swim. So we did the ICSI procedure and IVF, and I gotta say, we make IVF look sexy.
That's what you say. You keep saying.
We decided we're gonna have a baby. It's been a long process.
He made a sizable incision in my scrotum and then made multiple incisions in my epididymis.
Epididymis.
How do you feel?
Oh yeah, I kicked from the balls.
Really hard?
Yeah, really hard.
So we've escaped the clutches of evil Hurricane Dorian.
Yes, we did.
It said, you know, how much buildup they had. It's like when you're waiting on your dad to come home and beat your ass. Full evac mode. We got all of our goods here, including the IVF medicines and the sperm tank. So we're good there. And we're headed to our doctor's appointment. This one's a good one. This is one of the doctor's appointments where they tell us how many eggs they have, follicles, how big they are, and if we're going to trigger on Sunday or Monday. So I'll let you know how it goes.
Here they all come. It's like you turn it a little bit and it's like, woo, there's more.
She just woke up. So we did this process, and you're going to show a lot of it, but I mean, it was pretty rough. I wasn't even in the country, and you handled it like a boss. You have to mix. You started out with 3 different medications, and then halfway through, you have to add a 4th medication so that you don't ovulate all your eggs. But you had how many? 20 something?
20 follicles, which turned into 11 mature eggs. Once it's all said and done, they pull them all out and see which ones are the healthiest, which turned into 11 mature eggs, which turned to 7 embryos, which then turned into, they see how many they can put inside you and how long they let them go and hatch and grow and turn into little babies and all that. So we got a bunch of babies. And now the next step, we went in and did the fresh embryo transfer as opposed
Well, hold on. Reverse. Are you showing the retrieval? The follicle retrieval?
I mean, I showed a little clip of myself high as a kite.
So the thing is like, in all honesty, I feel like if you are a prosthetist, and since I started sharing this on Instagram and through the, you know, getting the HRT series, a lot of people have said, hey, I've done, you know, we did IVF, or, you know, we're looking into IVF.
I mean, I got probably 100 messages.
Yeah, so the only thing that I'll say is the retrieval process was a little intense.
I mean, I was completely
Not more
out
intense
for it.
than my surgery, of course. But
I wouldn't say, I mean, it's not so intense that, like, it was not that big of a deal. I was out.
But it was, I'm talking about the days after. Just cramping and being in pain and just
It's just like, you just have to lay low and not be a little pussy about it.
You were down for a good 5 days.
Well, you say down. They told me because you have to go then after that egg retrieval, you're supposed to let yourself heal, because then within 5 days you have to go right back in and be ready to take a baby in. If you do a fresh transfer, it's like 5 days after they do that surgery.
So you're not riding your bike. You're not
working out. They
working
literally
out.
say,
You're not doing anything.
Don't go to work. Like, sit on the couch and just heal.
Then we went into, we did Sunday. I came back from an Oregon trip, and then that was easy, in and out.
Yeah, so that guy was like, you walk in, he was like more stressed out about it than I was.
I was just, because like you're talking about a microscopic little embryo, and I was like, there's so many like areas to where you can mess this up.
He literally, like, you lay back, you have to hold you can't go to the bathroom before the procedure. You have to be like, have a completely full bladder. So I had to start drinking like 32 ounces of water on the highway on the way to Raleigh.
I peed like 4 times on the way.
And I couldn't go. And so then like you go in there and they're like rolling across your belly with the ultrasound machine. And then they start sticking stuff up you. And so like the hardest part of the whole thing is just not peeing.
Everywhere, all over everyone.
And this was like straight up him. He was just like held his breath for the whole thing. I think he thought he could let it out at some point sooner, but then they go, hold on, we need to just double check and make sure that the embryo didn't stick to the catheter that we used. So they say, hold on, and they go in the other room. They leave everything inside of you. They go in the other room, they like flush the catheter to make sure that the like little microscopic embryo is not stuck to the sides, and then they say, okay, you're good. And he heard that and was like, he held his breath for the whole thing.
It wasn't that dramatic. It wasn't that dramatic.
I was so excited about the whole thing that I wasn't stressed at all. That part was like, I got all the hard stuff over with.
So we're in the middle now of the waiting period. So the embryo is in there, and it takes about 2 days to get stuck to the lining.
They say a day to 5 days to fully just sink its little body down in there.
So we're waiting until a couple more days, and then we do a blood test, and that's how you blood test to see if you're pregnant, and then 2 days later. Was it a day later? No, 2 days later.
2 days later, another blood test.
Another blood test, and then that's the confirmation that it's a girl, because we all know it's going to be a girl. And then that's it. And then a different journey will commence. Yeah. Any other things you want to say?
I just want to encourage anybody I know, because after getting all those messages from people, either people starting or people in the middle of the process or just whatever, like, people will try to scare you out of it or make you feel like you can't do it or it's too much or it's too, like...
I'll tell you this, I'm impressed. They have this down to it's not just down to a science. I mean, it is a science, but they have this thing... Yeah, it's crazy. And they're not even stressed about it. The clinics are not even, they're like, this is what we're going to do, and it's going to work, and that's it. I mean, it really is like a miracle. Don't worry about it. If you need to do it. Like, don't be ashamed or by any means whatsoever.
Something that holds you back from having kids, like, go for it. Like, go for it. It's just not as scary as anyone makes it out to be, especially if you got your head in the right place. And I think that for me was like the biggest thing. Like, I've told myself from the get-go, I just wasn't gonna just be fearful or worry or like think every little thing was a stressful thing. If it happens, it happens. If it, gotta keep going and trying, I'll be okay.
I think that's it. Yeah, just I would say don't be scared of it. If you're having an issue, it's an option. It's an option for anybody that's doing it. And the more that we've got into this, the more we've reached out. Like, friends have reached out and said, I did that, and I did this, and we did this. And I mean, people that we never even knew that had done it, that went through this whole process, and they went through it kind of quiet and on their own.
Stay calm, stay positive, enjoy the journey. That's all. We've been going on walks on the beach at night and listening to IVF meditations like that somebody did, which are so cool, by the way.
It's getting real weird around here.
It's getting real hippie and weird.
It's getting real weird around here.
I'm not freaking out. You're not freaking out. Right?
Right.
It's fine, babe.
Everything's fine.
Anyways, we just are encouraged. We would encourage anybody who's looking at doing it.
I'll just be excited when everything is like locked in and growing. Just want it to be
So that's the stage we're at now. We'll keep you guys updated.
Yep. All right. And if you have questions, you guys know the deal. Like, drop them below. I'll be answering stuff that I can answer, and she's always on my channel answering as many questions as she can. And then but you know, there's no deal. Like, subscribe and hit the little bell. Maybe YouTube will. Maybe they'll tell you that I posted a video. Maybe not. Probably not. But you know, check us out. Come back every once in a while and just check it out. Thanks, guys. Bye.